by graphing is I need to solve for y. So I'm going to write 4x plus 2y equals 10. Every single time this is going to be two steps. We're going to subtract the coefficient with the x to the other side. We're left with 2y equals negative 4x plus 10. And then we divide everything by 2. And we get y equals negative 2x plus 5. That is the line I'm going to graph. So 6x minus 4y equals 8. Same thing as the previous one. I'm subtracting 6x on both sides. Negative 4y equals negative 6x plus 8. And then I do need to be aware I'm dividing by a negative. So I end up with y equals negative 6 over negative 4 becomes a positive. 6 over 4 reduces to 3 halves. 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. And that is the second line I'm graphing. So now to graph the lines, I start with my y-intercept. My y-intercept is positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My negative slope in this case is negative 2 over 1. So I'm going up 2, left 1, or I'm going down 2, right 1. And I'll do as many as I can that I can fit on the graph. You actually can do one more up here as well if you want. All right, and that is my line. We need to know a negative slope is going this way. We need to know that. We need to know a positive slope is going to go this way. So negative 2 is my y-intercept. Okay. And now I am going up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 2. I'm looking for that point of intersection. Up 3, right 2, and we can go down 3, left 2. We can continue through the graph if we want. Okay, but ultimately, the point of intersection is my answer. And the answer here is 2, 1. That's your answer right there. All right, for my first one here, 3x plus 6y equals 12. Once again, I'm doing the same exact thing each time. I'm subtracting the x with its coefficient over. 6y equals negative 3x plus 12. And then I'm dividing the 6 over. Y equals negative 3 6 is negative 1 half. 12 over 6 is 2. And this right here is the line I'm graphing. 4x minus 4y equals 4. I'm going to subtract 4x on both sides. Negative 4y, don't lose that negative, equals negative 4x plus 4. And then I'm dividing everything by a negative 4. Negative 4 over negative 4 is 1, so x. 4 over a negative 4 is negative 1. X minus 1. And these are the two lines I'm... My y-intercept is 2. So I start at 2. Now this part is studying if you need to. My slope is negative 1 half. That's up 1, left 2, down 1, right 2. And I can keep going down 1, right 2 as far as the graph allows me. I can go up 1, left 2 as far as the graph allows me. Okay? If you're unsure, you want to check your slope, pick a point on the line. Here, pick 4, 0. 4, 0, better make this true. 3 times 4 is 12. 6 times 0 is 0. 12 and 0 is 12. So this is probably the correct line. All right? That's essentially why we have the equation of the line. Every point on this line is an answer to 3x plus 6y equals 12. That's essentially what a line is. Okay? Now when I graph the bottom one, my slope is negative, or my y-intercept, I should say, is negative 1. My slope is a positive 1, which is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And I can keep doing that if I want to the edge of the graph. You don't have to do this many points. It's really up to you. You should have one point on either side of the y-axis. Okay? And then my point of intersection is right here, which is 2, 1. If you want to check your work, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 1 is 6, 6 and 6 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. It works out. So when we do linear combination, it's about making a good decision. Or, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Not linear combination. We're doing substitution. It's about making a good decision. And that good decision first is solving for the variable with a 1 or negative 1 coefficient. Here, my y has a 1 coefficient in the bottom here. So I'm going to subtract the 3x over. That's how I solve for y. Y equals negative 3x plus 12. That's what my y equals. Negative 3x plus 12. And I'm going to take that y value right here, and I'm going to plug it into my other equation. 4x minus 5 times negative 3x plus 12 equals negative 3. I can't stress enough, you have to be careful with signs. Signs matter. Okay? So now I distribute. Negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15x. Negative 5 times 12 is a negative 60, and that equals negative 3. We're going to combine our like terms. 19x minus 60 equals negative 3. And now this is algebra 1. We're adding 60 to both sides. 19x equals 57. And then we divide 19 on both sides. My x equals 3. I'm going to take that 3, I'm going to plug it into an original equation. I usually like the one that has a 1 coefficient. So when I plug back into 3x, which is now 3, plus y equals 12, 9 plus y equals 12, and we subtract 9 on both sides, my answer is y equals 3. So my answer is 0.33. If you want to check your work, 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 3 is 15. 12 minus 15 is negative 3. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. Whereas with graphing, you have to solve for y. You don't have to solve for y. You can solve for x as well. That's what we talk about, making a good decision. So if I add 5y to both sides here, x equals 5y plus 13. That's what x equals, and I can take this value and put it into my other equation. 5 times 5y plus 13 plus 2y equals 11. We distribute. 25y, 5 times 13 is 65. You have a calculator, so there's no reason why you can't do this. Okay? None. We combine like terms. 27y plus 65 equals 11. We subtract 65. 27y equals a negative 54, and we divide by 27. Y equals negative 2. And now I plug back into an original. X minus 5y plus 13. X minus 5 times negative 2 equals a positive 13. Negative 5 times negative 2 is 10. We subtract 10 on both sides, and my x equals 3. And my point is 3, negative 2. That's my answer. 3, negative 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 15 and negative 4 is 11. Negative 5 times negative 2 is a positive 10. 3 and 10 is 13. I have to be right. Y here. All right, so with the y here. Now, this takes an extra step because the y is negative. So I subtract 6x on both sides. That's negative y equals negative 6x plus 7. You can't solve for a negative y. We need to multiply everything by a negative 1, so I get y equals 6x minus 7. This is what I'm plugging into my other equation. So now, 4x plus 3 times 6x minus 7 equals 23. 4x plus 18x minus 21 equals 23. We combine our like terms. 22x minus 21 equals 23. Let me go from here. So 22x equals our 44. We divide by 22. 22. We divide by 22, and my x equals 2. All right, we plug back in the original. 6 times 2, and it's going to be minus y equals 7. All right, so 6 times 2 is 12, minus y equals 7. We subtract 12 on both sides. Negative y equals negative 5. We have to multiply both sides by a negative 1, and my y equals 5. So my answer here should be 2, 5. Now, once again, you can check your work. 6 times 2 is 12, minus 5 is 7. 4 times 2 is 8, 3 times 5 is 15, 8 and 15 are 23. Last one here, I can solve for simply just x. X equals negative 4y minus 9. And now I'm plugging in. 4 times negative 4y minus 9 minus 5y equals 6. We distribute. Negative 16y minus 36 minus 5y equals 6. Negative 16 and negative 5 is negative 21y minus 36 equals 6. We're going to add 36 to both sides. Negative 21y equals 42. We divide negative 21 on both sides. My y equals a negative 2. And then I plug back in x plus 4 times negative 2 equals a negative 9. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, which equals a negative 9. We add 8 to both sides, and my x equals a negative 1. And my answer is negative 1, negative 2. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 5 times a negative 2 is 10. Negative 4 and 10 is 6. Negative 1 times 4 times negative 2. Negative 1 and negative 8 is a negative 9. And that is our answer.